Yo, Tony D back with a mega micro review. Got the DC pile, got some Batman, got some DC KO action in the mix. Let's kick it off. Detective Comics 1102. That's incredible, man. Totally dig it. You know, it's funny, kind of off topic, but I remember looking at the numbering on books when I was younger, and like sometimes I would do the math, like, okay, in 2 years it'll be up to this number and stuff like that. I don't know, just something weird I did. But man, Batman, he is infected with, they really don't have a name for it, but to catch you up to this, there was a ship in the harbor that full of dead bodies. Batman went in to investigate. He found a pattern, and well, he got infected when he got on there. So you have, I believe, 2 hours to infect someone. Yeah. So that means you're good. You can get out of quarantine, and then you have, I believe it's 34 hours until you have to be quarantined, where this thing takes effect. So it's around 46 hours. Batman will start seeing blistering, and his mind's going to go. It's not good, because we need our detective here. He's probably the most qualified to figure out what's going on. So he needs to find a patient zero. And it's kind of cool to see Terrific in the mix. Totally dig this art, man. Let's give some shout outs here. Janin. So we have, you know, man, let's get proper. Let's do this. Tom Taylor doing the writing. Pretty good stuff. Mikel, Janin, art, color, and cover. Wow. Yeah, I'm enjoying Detective Comics right now. Totally dig the ears. Little details like that matter. But Batman has got to find the patient zero. So he has enough clues, with especially in Insignia, which really kicks it off. Oracle, she's in full Oracle mode, finding things out. So it's another country where this is all originating from, and Batman has to get into his Bruce Wayne mode to get close to the person that owns this factory. And he's calling himself Lewis King. Now, this cat's pretty mysterious. So he plays some poker with, this totally reminded me like a Casino Royale, a 007 type setting, and the stakes are high. I find that fitting for what's going on. High stakes, yeah, you better believe it. Not just money, but Batman's life. So Batman loses his money. No big deal, right? It's kind of funny how this guy had 20, and so he goes ahead and he gets a hit. He's got 21. Man, I thought there's some shenanigans right there. Dude's cheating. But I digress. You have this going on here. I thought that was quite brutal, where they go to Arkham Towers in Gotham and Bip. And I'm not sure who this is. I'm totally like racking my brain trying to think of it. But yeah, they're getting this character out of here. You know, the first thing I thought was like, is this Gordon's psychotic son? But he's gone, man. He's off the board. So I don't know. Yeah, they're a little rough. So Batman is still keeping calm, trying to get some more clues of what's going on. And he's got a beat. He's going to follow this guy. He's confident there's some shenanigans with Homeboy. So Batman does his thing. He's got Oracle. Loving that teamwork. So he finds, love the paneling, man. That's very cinematic. Totally dig it. So he finds this, it's not really a laboratory. It's something else. But this is where, you know, a lot of chemicals, a lot of that stuff that's going on. And out of nowhere, I mean, this is some great action, very suspenseful. That's why the paneling is so cool, the way it's like jagged, where and also a little claustrophobic. It's tightened in. So this person, they know this is Batman. I think they know it's Bruce Wayne as well because they knew he was coming. So Batman's trying to do his thing and save who he can save. And so we're introduced to this character, the Lion. So if you're in the speculating, getting key issues, I would say I would get on this. This is a new character. He even has kind of like claw-like fingers. So this is we really don't know yet as far as power set or anything like that. Batman's already he's hurt, sick, hurt. So we really don't get a sense of the combat skills of this new player. So Batman, he's got to go, man. He's got to get. So he calls in his bat plane. Boom, escape. But I'm digging this new character. So he's passing out, man, and there's no time for that with the clock ticking. So I love the suspense of the clock ticking. But yeah, Detective Comics, get on it, man. It's good. You know, it's leaning on his detective skills. You have new, fresh character. This is going to be interesting to see how that develops. And he's got Oracle working with him, and it's a good read. Another good read, Batman. Now, is this the reboot? I'm real confused with the Hush arc. Like, dude, delays suck so bad, man. It's like, I get it, man, things happen, but that delay is just, it sucks, man. But here we are. Man, let's be positive. Let's keep it positive, man. We'll stay grounded in the now. We got great stuff now. You know what I'm saying? So, Batman and Robin, where we left off is the police. Vandal Savage has set up a squad, an anti-metahuman squad. And it's not just metahuman, I think it's an anti-vigilante squad. It's the appropriate name. But they're honing in on Tim Drake, one of our Robins. Totally dig him as Robin, man. And yeah, he called Batman like, I need help. And this policeman shoots this dude that's run. Robin kind of ran into him. He's a tagger, man. Yeah, he's running away, dude. He shoots him in the back, and Tim Drake just loses it, rightfully so. Wow. And just that, what a great shot. I like how they name it off, Bat Boot. Stuff like that's cool. Bat Bang. That's a nice touch, man. I dig that stuff. They did that in the first issue where there's a lot of explanation of the tools and stuff they use. I'm into that. Oh, man, that is crazy looking. That's a good shot. Yeah. Jimenez, he's a great artist. There's a good YouTube video out there of highlighting him. I'll have to put that in the description. But Matt Fraction, doing a good job. So, yeah, they got our boy. He's shot. Dang, man, that's just brutal. He's in the paddy wagon full of people that do not like Batman and Robin. So Batman, he's coming to get his guy. Yeah, Tim Drake ain't no punk, man. He's hurt, but he's holding his own. Here's our guy, Bat Spikes. That's what I mean, man. Jimenez, that's I like his style. There's the cape. Totally love how the cape is very versatile for an artist. Expressive, too. So Batman, man, he ain't having it. And this is where things take a turn that it's right here. What a great job of showing the eyes. They're really going to do it. Boom, boom. They just click in the motion, and he wounds his guy there. And this is where things take a turn for the worse. I mean, look at that. Point blank. Shotgun. So Batman is disoriented. I mean, he's trying to disarm the situation, de-escalate, everything you could possibly do as a hero. But Vandal Savage has the police totally against our heroes. So Batman, through this ding he gets, he kind of flashes back. And it's kind of, it's like a good memory. So he's coming back. and he's going to drive. Yeah, they're both in bad shape. It's got 13 gears. That's nuts. So yeah, they're in full get out of here mode. So not a bad issue, man. A lot of action, a lot more. This really shows you what's going on with Vandal Savage, how he has a police force twisted. And look at him. He makes an announcement that Batman and Robin are now criminal combatants. This is really like this is setting up to be, I don't know. I'm totally digging it, man. Let me know what you think about this. What do you think about delays? Yeah, it's like, I don't know. Keep it pushing. We got some DCKO. Oh, also in this issue, this is setting up for a new villain called the Minotaur, and they're really hyping that villain up. So we'll see. Superman. The good thing about DCKO is it got me back into Superman. So I'm buying this title. I'm not going to buy all the DCKO titles. Man, dude, there's so much money and there's so many. But this one deals with the heart of Apokolips, and there's more. It's just one of those issues. It's kind of like I don't know what you would call it. It's kind of it's in the mix of DCKO, but I don't know. I'm still trying to get my feet grounded on this whole thing that they're doing. And this issue really shows you Superman's mind leading up to the DCKO, them entering into that world. And it's really touching in a way. Like this is really AI, Kryptonian AI, where he's talking to his father and he's trying to get some advice. Like, what would you sacrifice to save the planet, Krypton? And he was like, anything. And it's like the AI is regretful that, speaking for his father, that he would have saved everyone if he could. And that's key for Superman entering the tournament because he wants to save everyone. Parasite, what a freak. So this really issue, yeah, if you're in the keys, this will be a little key issue where we get the super ship. I think that's kind of cool, man. I like little keys like that. We'll see if it is a key, but I'm glad I have it anyways. So yeah, they go out of their way planning and designing ways to keep everyone safe, even if they fail. And these ships are like, these mega arcs, are part of that. Because Superman, he's going to do everything he can do to save everybody, man. That's the hero he is. It's like, just speaking on that, like the whole mythos of Superman, it's like the ultimate, it's not just super strength, speed, all that. It's like a super heart, super heroic. There's more to Superman than the physical. And they're translating that very well here. So Lois Lane goes to talk to the AI. She's actually interviewing him, trying to get more information about the heart of Apokolips, which is in the earth, and they got to get this thing. Hence the tournament, to have an Omega champion. Who can get the heart? Yeah, so it's like the AI switches to his mother, which I thought was interesting. So her role on Krypton was a historian, and they had no records of Darkseid. But the worlds that they encountered had a legend about a destroyer, a dark Omega presence that wanted to control everything. She calls it the final god. That's kind of, it's kind of like it seems like a shout out to like a video game, the final god, the final boss. So they talked about creating a champion to battle this, which the Omega. So they do have some information in the Kryptonian archives. So the reveal here, which I thought was interesting, was she believes Doomsday was created for that purpose. And she makes the comment that Doomsday's power of recreation and rebirth are a direct opposite to everything the King Omega is. And she's like, Doomsday is the alpha? So she needs to tell him that, but she's interrupted. So you're getting some good information here for the DCKO storyline. And you get our boy Prime here. I don't know what I feel about him being a good guy. I totally dug him as a villain. But you know what? We'll see what's up. I can see him turning. You can't trust that guy. So he makes it back, but he figures out what happened to the rest of the legions, all the legions, the Legion of Heroes, Legion of Superheroes. But he's being tracked down by Darkseid's Dark Legion, which I totally like. So it's really weird because Prime is like, it's like he's a comic book, like literally out of the pages of a comic book. It's a strange origin. He's talking about, you forgot about the last page, the reveal, and he's like, what's that all about? And then you get, oh wow, yeah, what a reveal, man. He blasted her with his sun radiation, which activated her back to Superwoman. So man, cool stuff. Actually, this turned out to be a better issue than what I thought. So I'm glad I'm reading Superman again, man. It's like, you know what? It's just totally cool. You can bounce in and out. It's just part of the gig. You know what I'm saying? Another DCKO tie-in. So a lot of these tie-ins that I get, they're going to be like the series that I usually collect on regular, which is cool, man. It works out for me. Justice League Unlimited. So they're like, there's people left behind that need to protect the Earth while the tournament's going on. And this was really odd where they run into the Polka Dot Man. Shout out to the Polka Dot Man. Still kicking. And they're like, why are you stealing money, man? The world's going to end. And it's like, I don't know if he's overpowered or it seems to be there's something going on with the villains. And that's a mystery. You know what I mean? We'll find out what's going on. But they're being powered by something. So, yeah, they're hurt, man. And they discuss some other things that are going on. There's other villains that seem to be overpowered than what they usually are. Man. So Mr. Terrific he figures out like, they could care less. So they have to have some kind of escape lined up. There's something being worked in the background. It'll be interesting. So Mr. Terrific is creating a team, and he's tired of playing like cat and mouse with these villains, and he's putting together a solid team to deal with it. And these are all, what's cool about this, these are all from different timelines, multiverse type stuff. Man, you get it. You know the drill. Guy Gardner, the Warrior. That was such a goofy thing. But yeah, decent team, man. Tim Drake, Batman. Man, shout out to the cartoon. I always thought that was kind of cool. So he puts his team together and literally tells them, like, if they succeed, like, they're going to end. So pretty much it's like they're going to die. But they're heroes, man. They're like, we can deal with that. So they go off, to make the most of what time they have. And, this is an example. Guy Gardner gets with someone he was married to, and it's like, it's just not, he's not the same as what she was with. It's just, it's different. So you get reinforced there. Hey, like, you really don't belong here. That's kind of what that's doing. Oh, this Aquaman one is deep, no pun intended. But he's looking at some of his history in this universe, and then he sees his son. I thought that was powerful. That was always like one of the biggest, like, tragic things that could happen to a hero. It's pretty evil. So he really solidifies, hey man, I'm in. And it's kind of funny, Hawkman can't speak English. He's speaking in some kind of alien dialect. And they figured out, man, Mr. Terrific, he can do anything. Oh, it's actually Dr. Fate. She puts the whammy on him, and now they can understand. He just wants to go home. But pretty much they all rally around. They're going to do what they need to do. And they're going to go where they need to go. And Terrific takes them into hell. So I would say Justice League Unlimited is it's heating up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think so far we're doing good with these tie-ins. They're giving us more than just filler material. But man, let's speak on this. My boy's getting a little more love, man. Spurrier's not on the book. Let's get this straight. I'm not going to shit on Spurrier, but that arc started out so good. Issue 1 and some of the others, I was totally into it, man. Like buying variants, and then it just, I don't know, man. Something about the writing just fizzled for me. But in this issue, with it being the tie-in, is Impulse. They're kind of using logic where, well, why don't we, Darkseid's reforming into the Omega. Bart is like, Impulse is like, he comes up with the idea where if we can catch him, because Doomsday is going to stop time or slow it down, like to give them the time they need to accomplish their goals. And Bart is like, if you can do that, then we can go through time and catch Darkseid off balance and totally stop this. In look at the face. True Impulse behavior, he just takes off. Wally West, he's not feeling too good about this because time travel has created more of a mess. Yeah, and then they get into, oh, it's like what was going on. He's logicking how he can combat Darkseid, which really, he's just making his case where a slowed down Darkseid should be no problem. The logic makes sense. Bart just takes off. And what's really odd here is Wally follows him and he didn't concentrate hard enough and he couldn't follow him immediately. And then immediately he's talking to them and they forget who he is. So something has happened already. That's the whole space-time continuum. And so he shoots off to follow our boy. And, there's Darkseid slowed down. But, man, he's not. He's too powerful. He sees them doing what they're doing. So this issue, it really just ends with them just getting a beat down from Darkseid. And we'll see how this develops, man. I've got a good feeling about I think it's Mark Waid. Yeah, Mark Waid, man. Come on, dude. Get that Flash in action. So now he's to more time travel. He's where the Legion of Darkseid is maybe their formation, but man, you get it. It's more space-time continuum. Yeah, I've got high hopes for Flash, man. He's one of my automatics. Always has been. Just one of those things. Growing up, you kind of get hooked on a hero and go from there. But yeah, man, DCKO, some good stuff, and Batman is on it.